Y'all chilling with Koncept P. We here with Contrast Uncut, and I want to give a big shout out to Snoop Dogg and
Bobby
Bobby
D.
D.
Yeah.
Stop playing.
Contrast uncut. Yeah, you know that's us. Where we only speak the real and the real rock with us. Where we motivate the people and politic on success. Oh no, we ain't DJ Khaled, but they swearing we the best.
What's happening? It's Contrast Uncut. It's season 5, episode 10. I want to give a big shout outs to Uncle Snoop's Army and Bobby D Presents. I appreciate you, brothers. It's your host, Xylo. And ladies and gentlemen, today we have an incredibly dope and legendary special guest. You know, he's making his way out of H-Town, Houston, Texas. This brother is a world-renowned and celebrated super producer. He's a RIA certified platinum and Billboard charting producer. Recently, he has the number one Billboard independent album with his placement on Only the Family Presents Loyal Brothers compilation, and he produced Pistol Toting on that thing on there. Make sure you stream that. You go check that out. It's worth all your listening pleasures. He has had several gold certifications for his work with 6ix9ine and Megan Thee Stallion. This brother has worked with some of the biggest artists in the game, from Young Thug to Tory Lanez to Block Boy JB to T Grizzly and many more. And if you ain't know who I got on the show by now, it's all good. We got all episode to chop it up with Koncept P. Everybody, what's happening, bruh?
What's the word, my boy? I appreciate y'all for having me for sure. It's
Oh
definitely
yeah.
dope. Try to chop it up with my boy.
Man, all love, bro. All love, man. I gotta let you know from the jump. Time's the most finite thing we have on this earth. And I gotta tell you how much I appreciate your time for fucking with me, fucking with the viewers. And I'm gonna let the viewers know I was late, man. I had a little problem at the studio with some power, and so I was late. So I gotta tell this brother how much on you feel me on recording. I appreciate your time, bro.
Appreciate you, man. It's free game every day, bro. We just out here trying to inspire. That's what's about.
That's right, bro. That's right. People forget that roses grow on concrete. You just gotta water it, you know.
Yes,
Let
sir.
the thing take its course.
Yes,
Speaking
sir.
of time, Concept, what's a normal 24 hours for you?
Well, like you said before, it's really no, normal 24 hours when it comes to being a producer. At least, doing this for a living. I'm blessed enough to, the music just really take me where it take me. I link up a lot of the time with, my producer. I'm about to sign, so we've been locking in all the time. But really, it's just I wake up in the morning, 10 types, you know what I mean, and then respond to emails. Get the business side of things. Chop it over with my team. What we got to do for the day, and then we just go from there, hit the studio or, live with an artist, just I'll go out and network to like an event, whatever it is, like to try to push the brand. Like that's what we're doing every day.
See, you know, the reason why I asked that question is because number one, everyone thinks there's like a normal 24 hours when you're in the entertainment industry, and it's not. It's never not the same. I mean, you may have like executives that have somewhat of a same schedule, but even then they don't. And then you got people that like yourself, bro, that is out there to go get it. He makes his own bag, and he makes his, I mean, bro, you made the life choose you, and you chose the life, and people think that stuff is easy. Everything you do, bro, revolves around business and work.
Yeah, yeah. Everything.
Except for sleep, and that sleep
Yeah.
is that you're able to fire on all cylinders for the business.
hmm hmm Nah, for sure. That's what it's about. Like always, even though you having fun at the same time, you got to keep in mind like it's a business side of everything. So even if you don't want to go to that one event, but it's might be a good look for you to go. Get your name out there, get some contacts, whatever it is. Like that's what we doing.
Hell yeah, your network is your net worth.
That's a fact. That's a
Man,
fact.
brother, I got this quote. Let me know how this quote relates to you, or if it doesn't, the idea is I want you to talk about it. And I go with quotes, with the spirit. I'd be like, you know what, this thing's speaking to me. Let's see if it speaks to you how I felt it would speak to you. Here we go.
For sure.
The choices we make about the lives we live determine the kind of legacies we leave. Tavis Smiley.
Okay. Okay. So that pretty much to me, that pretty much just mean like almost like you reap what you sow. Like you live by a certain, you know, whatever you call it, you have a certain lifestyle, you make certain decisions, make certain choices, and in the end, that really just gonna come back to you, whether it's good or bad. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it really like speaks like to me. But I don't know what you got from it. You know what I mean? It might have spoken some other shit to you.
No, because right there you put down basically, the actions. A lot of people forget that, there's a cause and there's a reaction, and your actions from that cause is, determines the rest of what's going on. So, if you reap some bullshit, you're gonna sow some bullshit later on. You reap some
That's a
greatness,
fact.
you're gonna sow some greatness later on. And
Yeah.
from there, the one thing you didn't talk about is the legacy. And the legacy is what people talk about when you're not there and when you're gone. And a
Yeah.
lot of stuff you did is on wax. So I feel you where you like, no, I ain't gotta talk too much about the legacy because all you gotta do is press play.
Yeah. For sure. The legacy is happening regardless. We just, you know what I'm saying? We're just keeping it positive and keep it moving.
That's right. That's right. I
That's
gotta
right.
ask you, bruh, speaking about the music game,
Yeah.
did the game choose you or did you choose the game?
Man, it's crazy because the way I kind of see it is I chose the music scene, but the game kind of chose me in terms of where it led me. Cause I grew up playing music. I grew up, I started playing drum set when I was like 5, 6 years old. So, I wanted to be, a drummer. The first thing I wanted to be was a drummer. So off rip, I already knew I wanted to do music. So grew up playing drums, and then, I did all that high school shit like jazz band, marching band, classical music, all that. Marimba, xylophone, I was doing all that, bro. I was just, and then kind of when I got to college, I wasn't like I wasn't listening to hip hop, but it wasn't really like what influenced me as a drummer. You feel me?
Yeah.
So when I got introduced to the whole like production side on the computer, it was like, I was like, whoa, okay, we might be on to something here. So that's kind of where I kind of started. That was like what kind of started my whole journey as a like music producer. And now I just, that's where I say like the game kind of chose me in terms of like I could have gone another route with music, and like it kind of just brought me the way, it kind of did. So that's kind of how I see it.
Your passion led to your purpose and your purpose led to the bag.
Yeah.
What would you consider your first confirmation that producing music and basically taking all that you learned and putting into software programs and, live recordings here and there? And, when was that a confirmation that's what you're supposed to do with your life?
Man, I really had like little confirmations throughout, you know what I mean? Like just from even just playing drums, like, little contests here and there, my folks would put me in or whatever, just like little third place here. Like I got to meet, meeting a lot of idols was a big thing for me too, like drummers. Like at one point I even interned for Beyonce's dad for a while, like just, trying to get myself in the cut, like, you know what I'm saying? And then like, I just kind of get inspiration from moving forward, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like when I make progress, I feel inspired. Like,
hey, that's the gem you just dropped right there. A 20 karat gem you just dropped. I don't know if people let the shine hit them or the words smack them. Powerful.
For sure.
Because, bro, it's about progressing daily. And, if you can't see the confirmations along the way, then maybe it's not for you. Or, you know what, maybe what's for you is still there, but it's not what you're doing.
Nah, definitely. Like, it's easy to get, swept up in the big picture. You're aiming, obviously, I'm always aiming towards a bigger picture, but it's what you do in the little things that be, a little affirmation here, little like, all right, like, bro, just bought this beat for da-da-da. Like, that's a win for the day. You know what I'm saying? Just something, baby steps, just moving in the right direction. Even this interview right now, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I see it as a dub. You know what I'm saying? Like, we winning right now.
Nah, salute, man, salute. No, I think because the reason why I always like to ask that question is I have a nephew. He's a football player. He be doing his thing, right?
Yeah.
He's only 14. He made a viral video, and the video is of him doing some shit with Snowfall. It's a Snowfall and Saint gets locked up and he gets all big. Go find the first motherfucker and knock his ass out. And so my nephew does that on his TikTok and it goes viral. He hit in 2 days or whatever. And so my sister deletes that shit and tells him, do you want short success or do you want the bigger picture? Because yeah, that's cool. But when people look at that, they're gonna be like, bro, do we want to represent our team, this bag, everything else? And so, you know, it's funny how the confirmations come because it puts you on your path. You got to see the bigger picture, or that smaller picture will be your picture.
Exactly. It's baby steps. Like I said, you know, I'm about to start signing producers, and you know, it took me a while to develop my team of, you know, my publicist, my manager, my attorney. You know, it's steps along the way. You know, developing my LLC. You know, all that, because I'm independent still. I haven't signed to a label, so you know, I had to make sure all of my shit was set up properly. And you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I got the bigger picture, but as long as, you know, keep chipping away at it, like that's what in the long run is worth it.
Bro, you brought up something real important right now. To stay independent, you got to have the tools of the major, but you got to do it independently, and you got to create a team. You got to create an atmosphere so that you can punch at it the same way they punch at it. Because at the end of the day, this shit's really open game right now. It's 2021. It's open game. Labels are giving people masters and shit. As you know, it's wild because they're trying to get that attention back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's crazy right now. It's I don't want to say it's like a free for all, because you know, labels still have like a strong hold on like a bunch of stuff that's going on. But as an independent producer, like, man, your boy's blessed. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been able to just like throughout the years, like I said, networking, meeting people here and there, like just, you know, and just making records with people that you genuinely like, just like you like their music. I've never been one really to like have it be like the money first and then the music. Like, you know, for Thee Stallion was a perfect example. You know, I linked with her when I came back to Houston. Like, she had like, you know, like 100,000 followers or something. I saw that she was doing her thing. Like, I reached out to her, and you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that I'm with Meg every day, like just chilling with her, but you know what I'm saying? Like I was able to like make that connection of just like, you know what, like I'm a producer, you're the artist, like let's lock in, like, you know what I'm saying? Like with all these artists that you see me have class with, it's all been the same, like just me starting off like fucking with them like before they really had like their huge like fame. And now it's a matter of just like I'll shoot them a text or I'll give them a call and it's valid. You know what I'm saying?
So, bruh, I want to make sure that people understand what you're saying. Relationships will get you places money cannot. Being in the industry, the value of relationships are at an all-time high. And he just said it's a free-for-all in the label game, but you know, you retain more money, you have less people taking out the pot if you do it all yourself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause I only have, my team is just me, my publisher, my manager, and my attorney. That's it. Like nobody else getting nothing. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, I have labels, you know, to this day, they hit me like trying to offer me, you know, pub deals and, you know, this, that, and the third. But I already know, me and my team, I know how much I have still coming in for the next certain amount of time. So it's like, if you're not coming with that large of a number or something bigger, then it's really, why would I sign? You know what I mean? So now it's almost like you almost build your catalog, you have leverage, and then you kind of go about it that. That's kind of how I've been planning like this whole time, like, because I've only really been getting big records for like 3 years. So I'm still relatively new in this, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I got it all figured out, but we you know what I'm saying?
Hey, I got hey, in the NFL, the NBA, the baseball, you feel me? All three of them. If you make it 3 years in the league, you're a veteran. Mm-hmm. So don't let that slip past your mind. You a vet, G. You know.
No, for sure. No, I already be knowing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to downplay myself or nothing, but it's like you see people that been in the game for like 10 plus years, and you know they have a certain status. Like, obviously, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like be on some Pharrell level or, you know, something crazy like that where, you know what I'm saying? I'm not there yet, but I know it's only a matter of time before, you know, we really in there.
That's real. Oh, that's real, bro. I wanted to make sure we spend some time on the importance of perfecting your craft, putting in the hour after hour of work, and to see your gifts on full display. That passion with a master work ethic, that's that 10,000 hours put in. That's an outlier. Can you give the listeners an insight on the path you took to achieve your own personal success? I mean, it's a very interesting story how you wound up in New York and, you know, and how your relationships built.
Yeah. So, like I said, I went to school for music. Like I went to college for music. I did audio engineering. I got my degree in audio engineering, and I did like drum set and all that on the side, right? So that's kind of where I went to New York. That was where I studied. It's called Ithaca College. I went to Ithaca College. I was up in New York, and I hadn't really started making beats yet. I got introduced to it, but I had like no really like full, like I didn't have software, none of that, right? So I got linked up with my boy Rick, who, he was also in the same program as me. And from there, he gave me Logic, and, I started using Machine. And, from there, I started really locking in. Freshman year of college, everybody's out partying. I did my little party in the first couple months, whatever. And then from then on, it was really just in my dorm, just cooking up every second I could, every minute I could, or in between classes, I'll pull up to the library with my headphones and like the little cubby, like just cooking up, like however much I could get it, like, and it wasn't even for anything at that time. It was more for me just making beats. I didn't really have like a game plan. I didn't have like placement mentality yet of like, I have to like get it placed and I was just making music. And then, as the years went on, my boys would go party, whatever. I go drop them off at the party, drive back to the crib, like keep cooking up. And I started getting really into BeatStars and like YouTube, like 2 years in. I started doing the internet game crazy, like selling beats online, posting on YouTube, a beat every day. And that's kind of how like the introduction to like my big records like came out, because I was in Brooklyn, New York, my senior year of college. At this point, my senior year of college, boom, still doing the internet stuff. My beats weren't getting no plays, bro. It was like 20, 30 plays, like maybe a day, but I didn't care. I was still posting, boom. And then that's when like my senior year, I did like a study abroad in Brooklyn. So I was living in Brooklyn for like 4 or 5 months. And that's when 6ix9ine had hopped on a beat that I posted like on YouTube, like a couple of days before, like the day before. And that's kind of how it all started. Cause Danny's from Brooklyn. So, they reached out to me and then, yo, whenever we're in the city, let's lock in. I'm in Brooklyn, bro. Let's get it. Like, so that's kind of how it started for me. But in terms of the workflow, like workflow, it's just put in the hours. Like it doesn't, just you gotta have a passion for it. Put in the hours. Like nobody's gonna put in the hours for you. You have like one of those. You just gotta have a drive. Like, man, I ain't worried about that party. I'm not worried about no, like dating. Like I'm none of that. I mean, I got a girl now. You know what I'm saying? But like it's like fully dedicated to my craft. Like school, it was schoolwork or beats. And even then I would, finish my schoolwork like 10 p.m. at night and then stay up making beats till like 4 a.m. Like, and then wake up at 8 a.m. to go to class the next day, like however I could get it, like to where I felt like I was making progress, like somehow, like, but that's kind of how I started my whole like first few years of really producing was just in college. So I had a lot of time on my hands to just like be in my dorm, like cooped up, just working on my craft.
Cooking.
Yeah.
So P, I feel like it's always somebody that invests an idea or puts the dream into making it a reality. Who do we owe to thank you for investing into your career?
My parents, 100%, bro. Salute to the folks, cause bro, they always supported me from off rip, like with the drum set. I got my first drum set from them. I always had like a little studio set up at the crib. My dad, he plays guitar, so he does music on the side too as a hobby. So we had like a whole room at the crib dedicated, like it was like the music room. drums, keyboards, and like, you know, guitars and all that. And little shit like that, you know, like that goes a long way, you know. And then they also taught me how to work for stuff too, because you know, they were like, you know, you wanna start making beats, save up and you know, save up for a laptop. Boom, start doing drum set lessons. You know what I'm saying? Just something like that. I started teaching drum set lessons, like little stuff like that to where like they could have got it for me, but it's like a matter of like work for what you want, and we going whenever you do earn it, we'll give you like a little bit more. I had like a little studio set up in the garage with like, man, they over the years, they just, you know, they went crazy with it, you know, helping me all the way through.
Hey,
Don't even get me started with school though. You know what I'm saying? Cause even though I say I didn't really need to go to school to do what I do, to a certain extent, like being in school put me at the right place at the right time, and it made me experience certain things that it might have not led me to where I am today. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I see it. Like a lot of people ask me, like, was it worth it to, you know, pay all this money, go to school, all this stuff? Like, it was and it wasn't. Like, it was in terms of like it put me in the position where I am today. Cause like you never know where I don't know where I'd be at right now if I wasn't never like if I didn't go to school. You know what I mean? It's one of those what ifs. You just don't know, but you glad you did it. You know what I mean?
Come on. An educated decision
Yes,
is a lot better than a decision in the dark.
Yes, sir.
And shit, even the educated decision sometimes is a decision in the dark too, because there's a lot of the music game that's a gray area. A lot of people don't know that, you know, those streams is still like they're not like settled down with the government regulations that you get paid this amount, that amount. YouTube switches that shit up. It's, you know, title switches. A lot of things happen. So it's like you got to adapt and hope you're on the better side. And until then, you gotta keep working.
Yeah, exactly. Things are always changing. You just gotta adapt. If you don't adapt, like you're just gonna be left behind.
Bro, I want to make sure I say it right now. I want to shout out your parents, bro. Your parents are the realest ever, bro, because the perspective on you that the only thing that's going to come to you is what you work for. You want bad stuff to come to you, that's going to come. You want good stuff to come, it's going to come too. And a lot of us get caught up in that whole idea that if I do something bad, I'm going to have something bad happen. But if I do something great's going to happen. And I know it's simple as hell that I said that probably 3 times on here throughout this interview, but it slips through so many people's minds that those choices, back to the quote.
Mm-hmm.
So, Pete, what has been your most rewarding moment so far?
Wow. I think one of I've had like probably like 3 really rewarding moments, right? To where, I mean, like if they happen now, it's like, you know, I'm kind of like used to it, but like when the first time it happens, it's like, whoa, like it's almost like a checkpoint in your career. Like first one was definitely when I got my first big record that was Kuda for 6ix9ine. So that one, you know, just all the accolades for that, like the day they actually like previewed it, it was like the first time like a bigger artist like had really hopped on my beat. And I just started seeing like, cause right then, like, you know, he was going crazy in terms of like, he had just dropped one song before that. So everyone was trying to like, see like, all right, what do you got now? Like, so that day I was super happy. Just like, even though we hadn't even talked about no business, no negotiation, no nothing, I was just happy that my music was being heard like to some degree. And it wasn't just me trying to push it, you know? Second one would definitely be when after I got everything like situated with my LLC and my team and everything, my first big like royalty check, that was like a huge like moment for me where I just like, you know, look at it like just in awe. Like I couldn't even believe that I had made that much money off of making beats. You know what I mean? Cause like, you know, you always think about it, like coming up, like producing, you're like, man, I'm gonna make da-da-da, or like, you know, like, man, it's gonna go crazy. But then actually like working hard and like making sure you have everything established and set up properly for you to get paid, and then actually getting paid is like totally different. Like the feeling was crazy. And then I gotta say the third one's definitely when I either got my first plaque or my first platinum plaque. When I went platinum, not even gonna cap, bro. I should have tears. I was so happy, like just platinum producer, like you know what, like that. In that moment was just crazy for me, like because it was so unexpected. Like I just had my manager text me like, bro, congrats, and you're like, what, you know, and it just like. So like it's moments like that where like you just wish like you hold on to those little moments for sure where you just like cherish those moments.
Oh yeah. And then like Nick always taught us, bro, you got to rearrange that list so that feeling keeps on getting greater and greater.
Definitely. So the first goals was like, all right, get on Billboard. All right, we did that. Now it's top 10 Billboard, and then after that's gonna be #1 Billboard. You know what I'm saying? Like little stuff like that to where it's like, all right, we did what we wished for or what we was working for. Now like, all right, let's keep it moving to like the next step.
All right, I'm about to have you picking between your babies. What are your 3 favorite songs you have produced?
Ooh, okay. I'll probably say Kuda for sure. Cause I'll always have like sentimental like value for that. Probably Ooh for Fredo Bang. I like even like that song was really popular. I like that song. It's just catchy.
Yeah.
And then I'll probably say Hood Rat Shit for Meg, just because it's Meg. She just go crazy like. And it's like I think it was like one of the first times where like I really got like a side of like the female like crowd, you know what I'm saying? Because it was like a twerk beat, she was starting to go crazy. So like it was like kind of like a whole different type of like promo and stuff like that. Because you got people dancing to it and you got people, But yeah, those 3 records were definitely like probably like top 3 for me. Like Rondo's up there just because it has like Young Thug and Tory Lanez on it. But if I had to choose 3, I'd probably just Kuda, Rondo, and Hood Rat Shit for sure.
All right, bro. Now, as we talk about the greatness, I gotta bring up something that is most discussed or most non-discussed, but most thought of. What are a few things people got fucked up about the music business as a producer?
Ooh, for number one is that it's not gonna be fast money. It's not fast money. It's it can be if you're like very established, but it's only the only fast money you're gonna get with producing is in advance. So you either play the waiting game and you cash out, or you kind of cut percentages and you get in advance. So that for sure is number one. Like anything you do in this game is gonna take a little bit to really show in the bank accounts for sure. And I'm talking more in terms of like label stuff, when it comes to that. Because when you're working with independent artists, it's a little bit different. But
yeah, labels, I got that net 30. It's like net 30.
Yeah.
I recorded it. I sent the stems. What?
Yeah. Another thing would probably be once you're a little bit more established and you getting like real money off of the music, pay your taxes. Like definitely, like I feel like that's one thing a lot of people in the music industry like don't talk about. And it's like, especially producers, like we always talk about, you always see people like, oh yeah, we getting all this money, this, that, and the third. But you don't see the business side of things when it comes to the government. So, I pay taxes every 3 months, for example. So, I get my BMI like quarterly payment, and then boom, I'm paying taxes right after that. Like just to make sure, you know what I'm saying, everything's in order. Cause then out of nowhere, at the end of the year, say you make like 150,000 that year, and then boom, out of nowhere, you gotta cut the check, like for real at the end of the year, because you just gotta keep in mind like taxes are for real thing. Like you can't avoid the government. Like you gotta pay that shit for sure. So that, especially for the producers coming up, definitely like the younger ones, I had I remember the first time I paid taxes was like I was like, oh, I wasn't too happy about it. You feel me? But it's like, it's some shit that you got to keep in mind. Like, don't put to the side. And that goes with everything. Like, you know, be a person of your word. Like, if you're supposed to pay somebody out, if you owe somebody money, like, do it as fast as you can. Like, don't hold out, because people remember that, especially in the music industry.
Facts.
So, you know what I'm saying? Like, for people like my team, like, as soon as I get paid, I'm paying taxes and I'm paying my team out for their percentages every time. Like, they don't even gotta ask. Like, I'm just check your account, you know, because that shows them, or that shows everybody around you that you're about your business. You're like, you're not about to be like on some, you know, false promising shit, because the music industry is full of that. It's always, yeah, we're gonna lock in, yeah, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do this business, like, we're gonna start this up, and it's a lot of false promises. So don't be one of those people that say they're gonna do something and then, like, you know, hold out, because that like is the number one way of blocking some opportunities.
Hey, that was the most powerful gem I've heard in 5 seasons. You just let everybody know that there's false hope, and this is how you get around your false hope. Control what you can control. Do what you say you're gonna do.
Yeah, because it's gonna be reciprocated after. Like, I'm a huge believer in, like, manifesting shit and, like, speaking it out into existence. Like, you know what I mean? So if you keep everything tight in your circle and the people around you, like, you say, you know what I'm saying? Say, as a producer, say you produce a beat with somebody and the independent artist hits you and it's like, yo, I'll give you 2,000 for this beat right now. Cool. Say you take the 2,000, like, it's on you to hit bro up that lives in Sweden or whatever. Like, that's the other producer, and be like, yo, I got $1,000 for you, bro. Like, what's your cash app? Or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna do that every time, because it's like, why would I? That's just almost like blocking the blessing if you're gonna be on some weird ass type of time like that. You know what I mean?
Yes. Man, don't block your blessing trying to be greedy. That greed will be the shit that ends your need.
For sure.
Bruh, you have survived my show. You know, they say, like, you know, that I gotta say, you gotta have the floor is yours. You gotta promote what you want to promote, run up what you want to run up. You know, I say everybody fuck with everything this brother doing, because he was dropping gems and it was from the soul. He put some love on this motherfucker and he wasn't even cooking.
For sure. Feel me?
So yeah, bro, let them know where they can find you. Shout out whoever you want to shout out. The floor is yours, brother.
For sure. Y'all can find me at Koncept _P, Koncept spelled with the K. And that's for everything, you know, Koncept _P for Twitter, Instagram. You can look me up. I got a YouTube. I post, you know, like, little studio videos. You know, I got a clothing brand. You feel me? If y'all fuck with me, like, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna keep working. If y'all want to follow me in my journey, then we cool. Let's get it. Whoever want to work too, DM me. Like, you know what I'm saying, I'm a real humble and just, like, type of dude where I could just, you know, I don't got no problem in chopping up with anybody who hit me up. It's just a matter if I got the time to do it, you know. So right. by all means, like, you know, send me your music if you want me to listen, like, whatever it is, like, show love, and I'm gonna show love back to however I can.
That's real. No, he's spitting 100% facts. I hollered at bruh, and then it was an easy play from there. Man.
For sure.
So, bro, if you notice, my show is different. It's a little unique. They said I gotta have segments, and I don't do segments like them, but I got them. And I'm like, how do I keep that same energy and close out? The viewers knows it's coming. I'm gonna hit you with it. You got any questions for me?
Shit, do I got any questions for you? Shit, not really, bro. I mean, I just, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm used to people just asking me the questions, but I guess I am kind of curious on how did you start doing, like, what's your journey like? Like, what did you start? How did you start doing what you do, and, like, how did you get here?
Bro,
I like knowing that about people.
Basically, bro, I just kept on going. Like, you feel me? I started off college. I had a radio show. As a kid, I acted. And then, like, I had this big acting job I was supposed to get. I was supposed to be in Little Rascals and play Spanky. And Like swear, bro. I made it to the final audition. I went through 4 different auditions. I met Steven Spielberg. The car broke down on the way to the audition. I missed my final audition. And you know, this is 1995. There's no cell phones like that. And we were literally on the freeway. So it was like a call box that was 2 miles away. And so yeah, I missed my opportunity. And so, you know, I've always like continued that energy though, like acting and you know, getting into music. I managed artists and basically, bro, I just always stayed around it, and I developed relationships. And then, you know, I told no a whole bunch of times, like, no, I can't get the job at the radio station. No, I can't get it at the other station. No, I can't join this podcast. So I started my own, bro. And then, you know, I was blessed to meet Bobby D. And Bobby D is a factor in the game. He's Snoop Dogg's agent and business partner and manager, and one of the biggest concert promoters in the United States. He got behind the show, and then I got with Uncle Snoop's Army, and then from there, the rest has been history, bro. And then everything else I've been working on starting to take off, and that's been like my biggest blessing is just staying consistent, not giving up, and being solid, bro. Genuineness will get you a lot further than telling somebody no because you don't feel like it.
For sure. I feel it. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Definitely.
Hell yeah, no, bro. I produce music videos, bro. I'm an A&R. I represent producers. Like, I'm the guy that likes to get producers placements. I love making that phone call that, oh, we just got this with E40, or we just got this with Steady Hendrix, or we got this with Mozzie. And, you know, them is the phone calls that make my shit go. And then
definitely, bro. Well, shit, you already know. We got to tap in, my boy. We in there, bro.
Say less. Say less. On that note, it's Contrast Uncut. It's season 5, episode 10. I got to give a huge shout out to Uncle Snoop's Army and Bobby D Presents, because I wouldn't be able to do incredibly dope shit like Chop It Up with Koncept P about his history, and his brother let the jewels fly. I'm talking about he had a conveyor belt of just diamonds shuddering through the interview. He was letting them gems go. And if he was too slow to listen to it, or he was talking too fast, it's all good. Go back to the beginning of the interview and press play, because you got all day to listen to this thing, and it's all for your health. Appreciate you, Koncept P.
For sure, bro. Appreciate y'all for having me, bro. For real.